And we're going to do the Mumbles Lighthouse. Okay, I've done a quick sketch, and I'll put that away. By the way, I'm not into the vodka, by the way, but I found it up in English City Common, and it's a lovely sheet actually for water, for carrying water. So anyway, generally it's the wrong idea. But, so there we go. Yeah, so this is the Mumbles Lighthouse. It's taken from where the old chip shop was, Dick Barton's. And you're looking across through fir trees, you know. And I was here one day, and the light just caught through the quay there, and that's what really caught my eye. And so we'll now to get obviously the lighthouse standing out, you've got to do a fairly darkish sky by here for that to stand out. So we'll have to have a look at that. So let's put this mount away down there for now. And yeah, so what I'm going to do now is just tilt him back a little bit. So let's get a wash on here. So it's booking foot paper, as I say, £140 in weight. Just tape the corners, and then using the mop brush, squirrel hair, so it's soft, holds plenty of water, just to drop the colours into the sky. I'm going around, but I won't fuss too much with the lighthouse, because I'll come back and I can do that in gouache, white gouache. You know, you don't want to make it hard for yourself. All right, now then. So let's, now because I'm going to get it darker here, I'll work lighter on the sky, okay? On the top. So let's keep this sienna and sienna up in here. Bear in mind, I've got trees up in here as well. So let's just get that in there. Now let's just get some ultramarine blue, and you've got to keep it very random, so it's very fluid. Let's have a look here. Let's bring him down here and around there. See, where I stopped with the water, that's where the paint more or less stops. And that's where you've got to trust the water. Yeah, often in the night, because we lived in Clydach, which was about 6 miles up the valley from Swansea. Parents would wake us up at 9 o'clock at night in our pyjamas. Come on, we'd go down into the Mumbles. And there used to be a bridge with all lit up with frogs in the pond, and a cow jumping over the moon. Let's go see the cow jump over the moon. Parents were mad like that. Yeah.
I always remember that.
You remember it, Dave? Yeah. And then the old railway, isn't it? They reckon the bay, Swansea Bay, has been likened to Naples, you know, because the spread of the bay, 3 miles, I think, right round. And it had the oldest passenger train in the world. It was horse-drawn. Then, coming in a little bit darker, see? This is going to dry so much later. And then it was electric. I can remember the old electric trams, you know, coming up there. And then in the 60s, they had the bright idea to lift it all up, you know. And there's nothing left of it now, I think, not a thing. So, yeah. But Mumbles, yeah. So, anybody on YouTube, beware, in South Wales, and you're talking of, you know, where north of Cardiff, yeah, go 50 miles further west, and you'll come to the town of Swansea. And the bay, a lovely bay around Swansea Bay, and then get to the end of the bay, and this is the Mumbles. So it's a lovely part of the world. I'm not going to do much more than that. I think we'll dry that off and see where we are. Yeah. So now that's come down a bit. I wouldn't worry about it. I could have put masking tape, another crisp line, but we'll come up with that with some gouache, that's not a problem. So all I want to do now is get more or less the big areas in of colour before I would come back to get the detail in, okay? So I think what I'll work on first is right here, where you've got a little bit of cliffs coming up there. So what I'm doing is drop a little bit of colour in there, not too much. And a little bit of, so I'm using the three like primary colours, yellow, red and blue, but they're off colours. Yeah, there's an off yellow and light red's an off, not a bright red. So it's great for landscapes, you know, when you don't get too vivid. And what I'll do now is just get there. Let's mix a nice green. So I've used cadmium yellow and a little bit of ultramarine, and then just let that drop down into that. And there we go. Okay. So not anything more than that really. And now I'm going to have the water here, but the light was catching the water here. It was like a turquoise, you know. So I might just have a go at that now. So I've got a cadmium, yeah, well, that's the sort of blue I'm looking for. See, it's very different to what's up there. You won't get this colour in Barry Island. No. Right? Or Porthcawl for that matter.
No.
You need to get to Swansea and then I just get.
Brian used to say,
Yeah.
in the minus fortnight, the sea was black in Porthcawl. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, with all the caravans, all the, you know, somebody once said to me they worked in Newport in a factory and they heard somebody saying they were off abroad and different places, and this chap said, well, I'm off to Ayabut Bay. Where's Ayabut Bay? Well, Treacle Bay, Porthcawl. Everybody goes up the caravan and goes, Ayabut. So, yeah.
There's nothing like the Welsh humour, is there?
Oh, there isn't. No, you're right there. You are right there. There's something about the Welsh humour. Now you see, it's a different blue to there, you see?
Yeah.
So, and I want this fairly light because I'm going to have the darker sand strips of it, and then I'm going to have some of the rocks protruding as well. Yeah, I was a minister down here in the Mumbles for a number of years. Gwyneth loved it there, you know.
Yeah.
And the church was just up a lane from here, called Bethany Lane. Church of Bethany Baptist, one of the oldest churches in the Mumbles. And yeah, lovely time there, lovely people, real, yeah, gems really. And for the kids, it was their formative years really.
Yeah.
And all the men and women, older ones, they were like uncles and aunts to the kids, you know. And yeah, it was lovely. Yeah, and from our house we lived up here, so you could go over the top and walk down to Castle Bay and then round and back up to the house, you know. And
Castle Bay is lovely.
it is lovely, all the beaches around there. Yeah, yeah. One night we had a barbecue down in Castle Bay with all the youth from the church. Gwyneth and I were doing burgers and hot dogs, and all of us sitting to each other and said, it's our anniversary today. Gwyneth's as hopeless as me, thankfully. She doesn't remember herself half the time, so that's great. You see, I want just bands here of sand that will leave that strips of water coming through, you know, because it's quite shallow here, so you tend to have just strips of rocks protruding, and so I think that might do it. You want to keep this relatively straight, you know, because water obviously finds a level, you know. So now what I could do is beef it up a bit. I've started light, so you can always come on darker, you know. There we go. And then what I'm going to do then is work similarly here. So I'm taking areas at a time. I'm not trying to be too ambitious and do it all. And that's the trick really of watercolour, because it dries so quickly.
Yeah.
You are better. And what you can do, when you get the rocks in, then you can get it more level, if you know what I mean. If it's not as level enough as it should be. Surprising how quickly you can really cover a paper, isn't it? You know, with watercolour. Yeah, I could say a lot to that actually, but it's not here, is she? So she won't know what I'm saying. But it's this is the area where you live in Swansea. If you've got money, this is the area you live. And they don't say Gower. You know, you've got the Gower Peninsula, and you're 20 miles goes out with all the beaches from here. It's not Gower, it's Gower. And the woman came out to Gwyneth one day and said, "We don't hear many people down here with your accent." There we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the grass in here, the fir trees that come up. That will frame it like an L, see? L shape. And then I can come into the detail then, leave the detail till last and take our time on that. So I'm going to get the brushes ready. So I'm using, yes, I think I might use this. Chinese brush, I think. So I want to cover a big area. That'd be a better one too. Let's come into that after. So right, let's have a look. So I'm mixing cadmium yellow with some ultramarine blue, and it's only a basic colour at this stage. I'll be dropping other things in with it. So let's just get it all in there. So right. So let's work on the brush is still hard for me out in the sun painting, so there we go. Let's see if I put more blue with it. Can you see it's more on the blue side?
Yeah.
You see? So the greens, all I've done is use more blue than yellow, and so, but already you can see you've got a bit of variation there then.
Yeah.
But if I was to put a bit of light red with it, it'll be quite different again. And I can come in and accentuate the lights then, see, later. Can you see I'm just lifting off? But you got the effect of tufts of grass. See? So without, you know. So I want a bush by here, tree there. So let's work on this bush a bit. I'm going to do a different colour. So you get roughly the shape you want, right? Then you can come in with the detail. See? This is like this Chinese brush, it's marvellous, isn't it? You can go to a fine point, ever such a fine point, and they're inexpensive. So I use these more than any, I think, probably, particularly with foliage, you know. So all I need to do now is drop a little darker mix in. You still want that light colour coming through. You just want this here and there. So. And then the trick, obviously, when I get to this point, is it might be too wet for it to work. You might have to leave it a little. We'll try it anyway. If it's too wet, the colour just goes back into the groove you've made, see? If it's too dry, it won't work at all.
You're doing it with your nail, yeah?
With my nail, yeah. See?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then all you would need to do then is mix, just to show you. But it's a light touch, see, I'm hardly touching the paper. I'm missing the paper most of the time because I'm above it. And that's the trick, not to be too heavy. Could wait till it dries and go in and over that.
Oh.
Okay. Now, we're going to get the fir tree in. Different blue. Completely. It's, I'm going to see what I'm
That looks so
going to do.
3D, that brush. It's kind of...
But it'll come a bit by bit when we get that up
Doesn't it?
here. So let's have a look. There we go, that'll do, I think. Yeah, in the Mumbles, it was lovely. We had a Aubrey, older man, you know, he'd come back to us for lunch every Sunday, you know, he lived on his own. And, oh, it was great. And he'd have cassettes of a Swansea library, which I'd have to listen to in the afternoon now.
Yeah.
Like Kittelby's The Monastery Garden and that sort of thing, you know. And then you'd have to listen to mine. I'd get my cassettes up. And so it'd be anything from folk to whatever. We had great times. And then one day the children came back and they said, Dad, we've got to bring into school anything to do with the Second World War. You know, what have you got, you know? And I said, well, I wasn't even born. So anyway, Aubrey came in the next Sunday for lunch, and he had kept everything from the war.
Right.
Everything, even the receipts when he went on honeymoon, everything. He kept a lot. He had big posters, what to do when the invader comes, you know, and all that.
Gosh,
Oh,
it
aye.
was
So, oh yeah, well, so the kids took all of this into school, and it was, they thought it was wonderful, the teacher. So she had Aubrey to come in now
All right.
and give a talk to the children, see. So what Aubrey did, he went to the cassette library, you know, in Swansea, and he had a recording, because of the Blitz in Swansea, he was over the wall,
Yeah.
almost raised to the ground.
Yeah.
He had a recording of the siren, with the air raid siren.
Yeah.
So he had all the kids to turn under the desks into Anderson shelters. So he had all the kids now to go under when the siren came. Yes, it was siren. And he went down a bomb actually. A bomb, well, that's Freudian, isn't it? And so what happened was he came back then. He had all these letters they'd written to him now, Uncle Aubrey, you know.
Aww.
Well, I didn't realise war was so horrible, no age, horrible, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was a lovely old gent, Aubrey. It's good. It was good for our kids, you know. It was, yeah. Now, see, that's the light first, right? Now, here's the thing. And you wouldn't think this at all, right? To get like a fir tree blue, ultramarine blue, and burnt umber. And you wouldn't think this, but you watch this now. Burnt umber. Can you see that? Now, you wouldn't think of putting ultramarine blue with burnt umber, would you?
No.
But that's just what you want with fir trees. Yeah.
Can't get over that bush is standing. Might be my
I know.
eyesight.
No,
Problems
it
with my eyes.
Now, if you notice that I'm hardly touching the paper, it is such a light touch, see? But, there we go. We had a lot of Koreans in our church, in the Mumbles, you know. Oh, they were brilliant.
They come
And,
this Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got some coming to the church here.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of them every Sunday. They're beautiful. And we were asked out for supper, you know. And a missionary came with us, actually, which was as well, because they could explain everything. And we were outside the flat. And I said to the three girls, got to eat everything, Mum. You eat everything tonight. Well, he went in. And she had Mars bars for the children and different stuff, you know. Well, you know, I love a curry, you know. But when it came out, it was like wobbling, you know. It was like, and we started with seaweed soup. Well, you know, I like lava bread, which is from seaweed, isn't it?
Yeah.
But oh, this was something else. And I had a job, I did have a job to eat it. And Anna Law, the missionary, she said to me, Andrew, this is the top in Korean cuisine, the real top. Well, this has cost them. And the work involved in this, she said.
Oh, they take hours.
Oh, it's all preparation, isn't it?
Korean
Yeah.
lady
Yeah.
worked at the Thornhill,
Yeah.
and they would take them like 8
Of
hours
course, yes,
to
you
make
had
a
them
meal.
there, didn't you? Yeah.
No.
They would set
That's
up,
right.
then they'd have to leave it somewhere, then they'd have to
Yeah.
go back to it. Oh, it used to take them.
Well, it's a bit like that when we had the VW camper van, because you didn't want to waste the gas. You know, anything like that was brilliant, because it was all preparation.
Yeah.
You were just in the walk and that was it, you know. Yeah. Now then. So you can see it's coming now, bit by bit. It'll need working on. And so what I might do is just come back to this hill now. And I might look at this grass and get some variation in here now. Now can you see this is what they call scumbling? Where I'm using the brush on its side. It's only a little brush, the rigger, but it's a real workhorse of a brush. And immediately now, that's given depth over there, you see. So if I, this is light red with ultramarine blue, and again I've got to work out how I catch the light here. So if I just, this takes practice with watercolour, but it's surprising how easy it is when you get into it, you know. Now, I want to come around that building there. And the building here. This is Verdi's, I don't know if you've ever been there.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
That's Verdi's there, where
Nice,
everybody's up for
Oh,
coffee
yeah.
and, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Expensive though.
yeah, well, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it is. Okay, but you see now that's given that a bit of depth up there now. I'll get rid of these hard edges here. Okay, now, what I might do is concentrate now on the buildings themselves. And you've got the new lifeboat house and the old. So let's look at this. Let's see where we are here. And again, its shape it is, you know, just a shape that registers, because all the details, they'll alter depending on the light, you know. I say I'm soaking up that, so it's not so dark. And to do is cleaning my palette a bit. When I was painting at Glamorgan Vale on Saturday and grandkids around, little Lizzie looked at my palette and she said, "The key, you got a bird with it." And he was. It was like a robin, you know. Well, it hadn't painted, it just made its way to the paint.
Aww.
And all the others could see was a mess, but she saw beyond all that. There's a lesson there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, perhaps she's going to be an artist.
See, if you think it's too much, you can always draw it out, the paint. And yeah. Or in the night here. You know, the glass said it was a job getting to sleep, wasn't it? It was so warm.
Yeah.
But when it was foggy, and you'd have the fog on from the lighthouse to keep us awake, oh my. I don't want it too pronounced. Starting now to come together a bit now, and so I think what I'll do, I'll just keep on with some of these buildings. The light that catches this building here. Right, I'm just letting them go off a little bit, so I'll come to the key there now. And this is what drew me to this view, was the light coming through the key, coming through this. So, darken this way here. And even more up here.
You know when you put your sketches in, are you doing it from a photograph or from memory? You know, when you put your pencil on.
A bit of both.
Right.
It just depends. If it's very quick and the light has caught something, obviously I'll use the camera. And then I'll do a quick sketch perhaps off that with some colour notes. Because what you find is if you copy a photograph, you're not as free. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to put too much in. And we haven't got photographic vision.
No.
We've got focal vision.
Yeah.
And you can lose sight of that when, if you're copying a photo, because a photo is not how we see things.
No.
90% of what we're looking at any time is blurred.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking at the microphone on the pulpit there, that bag is blurred. Everything else is blurred. It's just that small area is in focus. And so you're better really just getting detail that you might want, you know.
Yeah.
If you know the view, you don't need that anyway. You've fairly got, you know, a fair idea. Now let's have a look here. Now, this is more like a yellow here. So all I'm doing really now is just roughly putting in colours where things are, and then I'm going to come over then with gouache. You know, some people aren't that keen on gouache, purists with watercolour, because it's like a body colour, you know. It's, but then there's an artist down in Dorset and he uses a lot of it, and I like his work. And it's because I've worked in oil a lot of my life. I suppose, you know, that appeals to me then, that you can put some body colour on to give it more strength. And no, this is what I'm going to take care now. I want the actual pier coming out here, but it needs to be fairly flat, you know, straight. So let's get this coming down here first. And you're better leaving gaps. Are you with me? I'm trying to get it all in one go. And again, you can see I'm hardly touching the paper. And I'm a bit too dark with this at the moment. It'd be better if I did it lighter. And that way then I could always go darker, do you know what I mean?
What bay is that then?
This is as you would come into the Mumbles itself. You've got the car park here on the right and the shops. And then you're looking through across towards where it is, you know? Now this is where your memory does a lot. So you've got a brownish piece that comes down here. Okay? And then
Written in my memory.
No, Nene.
now I can come over it with a pen, which wouldn't be a bad idea later. You've got areas here. Right, now we're getting there, bit by bit. What I would like is the light to come through here. That's better. This is gouache. You need to get the permanent white. Make sure it's permanent, not zinc. Because the zinc hasn't got the covering power, you know? And we were up in Llynod Wells last week. I was at a funeral. And there was an art shop there. And yeah, some good stuff there. So I was able to get some. Now, so what you can do, you've got some buildings on the edge of the pier here. just suggestion, you know. And then you've got a lot of masts here, because there are a lot of boats here. But you see, all this, you can see it's building bit by bit, can't you? And what I might do just to show you, I don't know, I might get ink is in here. Because wife was getting all the detail in with a pen, with a brush when you can do this, you know. Yeah, that's coming out actually. Let's close this gap down in here. And then we could do with a bit of blue on this side of the lighthouse. Okay, now then, let's see where we are. I want to get I need to have some sand coming out
Oh goodness, we're still laughing.
through. Oh yeah, yeah. Mhm. Oh, I know, she's very... But first thing in the morning, no. And our Ruth is the same, you know. Not morning people, you know.
No.
Oh, no. I went with Christabel coming to stay with us on holidays. And she used to wake at 6, you know. We say, look, Mum Gee does not do 6 in the morning. Come looking for me. But, funny. See, so you've got a bit of depth there now, okay? And what I might do is just get a bit of depth over here as well. Now, might as well put Albert in, isn't it? So now then, we just work on these boats, and then we just got to get a bit of texture in here, develop this foliage, and that should come really, I think. But let's, but you can see why you've got to build on it all the time. You just light to dark. Right, okay. So let's get now you can see I made an obvious mistake here now. The light is coming from here. Well, I put the dark on this side of the lighthouse. So that will have to be changed.
Well, we would have noticed then.
Yeah, I was just thinking
Right. And I think what we'll do, And then these cast shadows are, all, you know, great for anchoring something in. Now then, let's have a look. Now, don't do too much of this, but now and again you've got some of the rock coming through. And sometimes you've got ribs of old boats here that we left in the mud, you know.
Well, those boats now, they'll sail when the tide comes
Oh
in.
yeah, yeah. When the tide comes in, they'll, yeah. A friend of mine, a minister, you know, his boy was going through a difficult period, you know, and he thought it'd be good to take him out fishing, you know. They hadn't been before. A friend of his had a boat, based here in the Mumbles. So they were out now, right out in Swansea Bay, you know, big Swansea Bay. And he's got his hands in his pockets and he's hunched up and says to his dad, "Where's the toilet?" Where's the toilet, Dad? And the trouble was, they were out so far. They came, it was dark when they were coming back. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, kids, they all go through phases, don't they? Now you see, that's just enough, really, just here and there. Yeah, it's surprising in the Mumbles. It's a lovely area to minister by, you know, out in the, yeah. When we moved to Cardiff, you know, I had to come back and take meetings in Gouache. So I said to our girls, look, I'm good, Mum can't come, but I'm off. Do you want to come back and have a day in the Mumbles? Oh yeah, Dad. We'll go to the library and do our work and meet people and that. Okay. Well, it was an anniversary I was taking in Gouache. So it was about 4 o'clock. I thought I'd better look at my notes and stuff. And I left it on my desk back in Cardiff. No. So I said to Gwen, look, go into my desk, get my notes, and just, you know, they're not full notes, but just read them out to me. This is on the phone. And because then you didn't have mobile phones then.
No,
you know.
no.
Well, she couldn't read my writing, could she? She couldn't read my writing at all. I said, oh, I'm giving up on that, forget it.
It's like a
So I said to the girls, I'm going to get you some comics, and I got to go to something like Asda's, I went out, and I got to get working. So I got to prepare for that. So, right. Now that might be a bit too much, so let's just go over him a little bit. I think it would have been better coming in a lighter. So you make mistakes, and there we go, that's part of it. That's life, isn't it? So I'm hoping this will tone it down a bit, because this will dry lighter, this gouache, but it should tone that down a bit. Oh, we can do this really, and smudge it in. There we go. Yeah, but I think what might be better, let's do this first. And it's all about mistakes and correcting your mistakes, and that's it, you know. It's, let's just get this a little bit here. And you always put light against dark, see? With up here. Let's come back to this lighthouse and get it in where it should be. to be so gentle with this, and there we are, that's okay, that's fine. Okay, but that is,
David, what do you want? Tea or coffee? What do you want, Andrew?
coffee, my love. Now then, I'm going to use a lot of gouache here now to come over this, and let's do this, yeah. Let's try this.
Oh, you have this house.
You see, that's a lot better, isn't it? There we go. Well, nearly there. There we go, I think. That's about it. Let's just get...
You might be neaters.
That's a nice tool, isn't it?
Ladies.
And try him there. So look at the mount. See what we got here.
Kind of stuff. That's the easy bit.
And there we go. If I can alter this to bring it up. There we go. Here we are, Mumbles Lighthouse. Done, Dick. I might add some lights in here. Now it's in a mount, you can judge it better. And let's have a look at it. Could do with a light catch in here, couldn't it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Still not happy with this. Let's get it later. Oh, yeah, that's better, I think. Let's get this. That's it. I'm messing around now. Need to know when to stop, and this is it. This is it. That's it. That's it. Gosh, it's got about 10 past 10 going on, haven't we? Right, call it a day there.